Let's try this again. Welcome into the PHNX Coyotes post-game show brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a 5-star review. For those listening on audio, you don't know what just happened, but everyone watching, that was Sean's fault and he takes full responsibility.
Good
100%.
What happens in Vegas does not always stay in Vegas.
Exactly. Apparently. What happens in Vegas sometimes does have an effect on us here. So
check their IDs at the door here.
Yeah, we're back. And just like the Coyotes almost lost it there in the third, just like we almost lost it there, we're back. Coyotes hot, 4 wins hot, in a row.
Who's the hottest team in the National Hockey League?
Yeah. It has to be. And there was a very controversial tweet from the PHNX Coyotes account. Are the Arizona Coyotes the best team in the NHL? Listen, we're not trying to make any arguments that this is the 2019 St. Louis Blue. I don't believe that. But in the month of March, the Coyotes are undefeated. And in their last 3 games, they have 23 goals. 22.
Like, is it the wheel of fantasy again? And by no means, like, let's not get into Twitter wars with all these other teams that are actually in the playoffs, are going to be chasing the Stanley Cup. This team is not that team. I will say this, though. This team is sure damn fun to watch this last 10 days. What do you say? Like, this is the Toronto Maple Leafs in Toronto. What? I
have to say that when the Coyotes were up 4-1, and I was thinking, this is great, but is this what we want? Is this what I want? You know, we've gone back, we've talked a lot about what do we want for the tank. You want the tank, you want the best pick chance at number 1, but you also want the team to win for their morale, for us to just enjoy our lives, us, you and me, but also Coyotes fans. Like, you don't want to watch 82 losses. So win's great. And then when Toronto tied it, I realized, no, screw the tank. I want to beat Toronto.
I know.
Like, Toronto is the hockey mecca, and it's the media conglomerate, and like, nothing feels better than beating the Toronto Maple Leafs, and to beat them in Toronto, I mean, that felt good. So yes, the tank might be slightly in jeopardy. There's plenty of time to lose a bunch more games. Well, let's take this win for what it is.
Leah, I don't know if you remember, because I don't know where your memory's at, but Toronto came here. Do you remember how that game went?
Yeah, the Coyotes beat them.
Yeah, twice.
Also.
Twice. So is the curse of the Toronto Maple Leafs going on to win the Stanley Cup this season? I'm not so sure. And let's be realistic. The goaltender, Mrazek, to start the game, Mrazek was not on fire. And they've been talking about goaltender issues in Toronto for months. And now Campbell's out and he's hurt. And Mrazek's their guy? Oh, and they recalled Eric Källgren. Källgren played here.
Coyotes' 7th-round draft pick in 2015.
Yeah, so he was in the development program here and just never battled up to be the guy. And people saying that Toronto's goaltending is not an issue are not watching the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's just the reality. And you see what happened in that third period when they turned it up a notch. Wow. I mean, that team is incredibly offensive. And then look at the saves Wedgwood has to make in the third period alone. Like, he made some huge saves. I know he gave up 4, but he made some huge saves. And this is Sean, and he much deserved. Better throw that up.
So Sean just sent us a $20 super chat. Coyotes best team in hockey. Me, bottom 3 people of all time. Sean, this week at the pyramid, you were at the bottom, but it's okay. You have a chance to redeem yourself. Coyotes, top of the pyramid for sure. But thanks for taking responsibility for screwing up our other stream. But it's okay, because
it's okay.
We're one of us here right now. And we're going to celebrate the win, and we're going to break it all down starting now.
We're going to celebrate the win. And you know what? It's I don't even know why we do this every night. They could literally just rewind it and do it again, because individual performances, good goaltending. There's a stretch for 10 minutes where they don't play and let the other team back in it, and then somehow they find a way to be in it at the end, and this time they come out with a win. Like, it is the common theme. I don't know. Did you watch much of the overtime goal? Did you see that replay, that what Matthews was complaining about? I know you were producing and getting ready for the show. Ooh, that's one that'll show up tomorrow all over Canada.
That's going to be talked about on Toronto Sports Radio.
Oh, I missed that one. I mean, they missed the call. They missed the
did.
call. That's a hold. I mean, that's a hold, and Chychrun holds, creates the goal. So Matthews definitely has something to complain about on that goal. But again, the Coyotes battle through, find a way to win, regardless of a penalty call or not. They still scored. I just wish Phil Kessel could have got his goal for the birth of his child. I was really hoping for that. And if my DraftKings Sportsbook app would attest to that I was rooting for Phil Kessel. And I thought he was going to get one. I got a good assist there in the first, but a lot of good individual performances tonight.
All right. Well, Craig's already here because of
crazy.
Me, we've had you, Sean. You know what? It's been a night. Craig.
What's up, guys?
It's been a roller coaster.
It's been a roller coaster in here already. We started a show. We ended a show. We got kicked out.
We started a new show.
I sent you videos from Zoom, and I think I forgot to change the view, so they may not be so great because I think you of everybody that's on the interview because I forgot to pin the subject. Haven't used Zoom in a while, so I was like, okay, I'm interviewing. Oh, wait, I need this for the show.
Why are we all such disasters?
I don't know.
What is it? Is it the
streak? Easy night.
Well, speaking of disasters, we have a $4.99 super chat from Mr. Stalin. Toronto is a disaster. The Coyotes were off tonight and they still lose. Can't believe this is what Toronto claims as a Stanley Cup team. But honestly, Mr. Stalin has a bit of a point. And it's funny because I think Ryan made a joke. Oh, Mrazek couldn't stop a beach ball. Tyson Nash probably. Tyson Nash did, in fact, say that on the broadcast because those first three goals by the Coyotes, those were Mrazek's fault. Those were horrible goals. And the Coyotes are on this offensive tear, but they've faced 3 bad goalies in a row.
Yeah, the first goal was an awful rebound. I don't know what he was doing on that, just batting it back out into the slot with his glove. The second one, he threw his stick because he couldn't get across, and his stick went over the top of the puck, and the puck just trickled underneath it. And then the third one, where was he? He was just completely out of position on that. Oh, that was some brutal goaltending. Toronto, if Jack Hamill's going to be out for a while, whoo boy. I mean,
yeah, he's reported to be out for weeks
right away because that's a first round
exit waiting
to happen. Huh? Yeah.
So now what? Like, and Dewis came on last week and said, no, they're not gonna. We're good with our goalies. We're not gonna acquire a goalie. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind right now if you don't go after a goalie.
I mean, I can see them dropping to the wild card. And listen, I don't know if that's any worse, to be honest, given the division they're in. I don't know if it matters, but do you want to be the 8th seed in the East and play the number 1 team? I'm looking at that Toronto team tonight, man. I still see a lot of the issues that I've seen in the past. That just smells like a first round exit again to me, watching that team play. And it's just one game, so I shouldn't base everything off that one game. But wow, there were a lot of problems there. And the goaltending clearly starts everything. When your goalie's shaky early in the game, it filters out into the team. But there were some other issues there as well. Petey, I heard you talking about the OT goal with Chick, and it was a hold. And he's saying, of course, I was moving my feet. I thought I was moving my feet. But the thing that I saw is after that non-call, Auston Matthews is griping so much at the official that he doesn't get back and play defense. He let Jakob Chychrun go to the back door and take the pass from Matias Maccelli and win the game because he was so busy griping at the officials. You can't do that. You have to keep playing the game. You can say the missed call cost them the game, but Auston Matthews' reaction to it also cost them the game.
Yeah, and he skates after the official instead of skating after Jakob Chychrun. Because if you look at the play, he's ahead of Jakob Chychrun during the hold, clearly, because Chychrun's behind him holding him. So I tell you what, they're both fast skaters, but 34 can fly up the ice. 34 blue. I think the 34 blue car in that race, he can catch 6. So
I think he was out of gas, too. It was a long shift, but Chick said that. The Chick was tired, too.
and look at the play that Maccelli makes on that. Another good game by Matias Maccelli.
Well, Maccelli had 2 assists in tonight's game, and it was his first assist in the NHL because his first career point was a goal. So Maccelli getting in the assist column on the score sheet tonight.
Yeah, so good on him. I tell you what, it's another bunch of individual performances. Schmaltz that stick handles through everybody on the Boyd goal. Unbelievable play. And then Boyd bats it out of the air. Just in time for baseball season, by the way.
True. That was quite some hand-eye coordination by Boyd on his backhand too.
Yeah,
which was
banked it off. Who was it? Tavares that he banked it off of to get it in the net. But I mean, the net drive by Nick Schmaltz to stick handle through 3 guys, that was just a ridiculous move to get the puck to the net. My God, Nick Schmaltz is playing really well right now.
Yeah, you look at the schedule and you go, okay, what now? Well,
Right.
there's no way we said they were going to go into Toronto and win this game. And like we tried to temper our expectations of the teams that the Coyotes just beat prior to this, and the numbers are putting them. Detroit has struggled, and Detroit struggled again, and tonight with goals and goaltending. So Toronto, you go, okay, this is Toronto in Toronto. Here they go again. Now, Craig, I know how much you know about this next rivalry. That's not a rivalry matchup. Not a rivalry. Arizona going into Boston is never a good recipe. So
not
does it
great
end at 4?
historical success.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a little story on that on Saturday. This may be the end of the streak right there. But guys, they won again tonight. Seattle lost in overtime. The Coyotes are not in 32nd anymore. They're not in 31st anymore. They're in 30th in the NHL. They're sitting in that 3rd spot right now.
No. But it's kind of worth it to beat Toronto, I have to say.
But is it though? They got 3 games in hand on Seattle. Like,
but they can just
don't look now.
This is what I've been internally battling with. I'd hate it, but it's, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, I want to read this $10 super chat from Ryan. If the Coyotes keep winning, does this improve their chances at trading some more assets before the trade deadline?
I mean, if Jakob Chychrun keeps playing this well, maybe somebody's willing to give up that ask for him. Other than that, I don't see how it really impacts it at all.
Yeah, unless there's individual performances that are driving that help. And Phil Kessel's another one that comes to mind that has to, if he becomes the catalyst to more wins because of his play, then maybe. But
Ryan, if you're curious about the Coyotes trade deadline, we're interviewing GM Bill Armstrong tomorrow live at 1:00.
Tomorrow?
Live at 1 tomorrow on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. So tune in for that because we bring Coyotes fans content 5 days a week.
That's going to be great. There's a lot of things I know that we all want to ask Bill Armstrong. And this is, it's funny. Winning 4 in a row, it's that dichotomy of this is the excitement for the fan base and the players and the staff. And up in the management suite, what the hell are they thinking? Like, you have to feel good about a win because you're in professional sports and you're competitive and you want to win. I mean, Bill was a player. He's been involved at all levels of hockey. You want to win, but your job depends on you maybe not doing so much of that. So it's a real interesting dichotomy. I can't wait to ask him about it and talk to some of these things on how he's going to go through this trade deadline and roster build. It's going to be a lot of fun.
For sure. Well, back to this game. Let's do tonight by the numbers. I mean, a 5-4 win, but look at the shots on goal. Once again, Coyotes with only 23 shots on goal this entire game, and that's with that overtime, extra time. Toronto, 38 shots. They really especially laid it on them in that third period. It was all Toronto in that third.
Yeah, but you look at the shots. That's 19. What was it in the third period? 18-5.
It was
19-16 after 2.
18-5 in the third, which is just
19-16 through 2 periods, and it was fairly even. Chances were fairly even. And this Coyote team, when they move their feet and skate, I know it's cliche, but it is real. When this team skates and moves the puck forward, they play fast, and they're a good hockey team. When they stand still and let the other team come at them, that's what you saw in the third period, where Toronto blew by him in that third period. That's a really talented offensive hockey team. Very talented offensive team.
Yeah, as soon as they scored that first goal in the third, all the momentum shifted to Toronto, and then they scored once they reviewed the Matthews goal and saw it was a good goal, then scored just 10 seconds later. And that was when it was like, okay, here's the Coyotes that we are familiar with. So, I mean, it could have gone either way in that overtime. Keller and Schmaltz had that amazing chance one way, and then it immediately went to Nylander on a breakaway the other way. I mean, the overtime was 50-50. It was all Toronto in the third, but you got to give the Coyotes credit for what they did in the first and the second.
Yeah, and also for just like they did against Ottawa, they blew a big lead, but then they dusted themselves off and found a way to win the game. I mean, when you're talking about a team at the bottom of the NHL standings, you don't normally see that sort of character and belief in a team to be able to recover from that. A lot of teams would fold in that situation. Now they've won these back-to-back games in that situation.
But don't you think, Craig, that's what we said a lot this season, and what is the problem and why we said this team may not finish last is because they have that belief. They've got the camaraderie in the locker room. They all get along. They're all pulling the same rope. Do you think that's what they're doing in Seattle right now? How good do you think that locker room feels right now? You know, and
Seattle's-
Buffalo is another team that we go, ooh, how's Buffalo doing? Like, you get that chaos and strife inside a locker room, and when you start losing, you just keep losing. And this Arizona team, even when they don't win, they were pulling goalies. They were in it tight right up to the final buzzer. They were battling back in games, and they still would lose by a goal or two, but they're still battling back. So many positive signs that you have a happy locker room with a happy staff. Man, this is what happens. You still believe late in the game. When they get into Boston, they're still going to believe. Now, will they win? Who knows? I mean, Boston's a really, really good hockey team. Will they win? Who knows? But they're going to believe they can. They believe they can beat anybody in the league right now, and that's dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous for what they're trying to accomplish. Buffalo did win tonight. They beat Vegas tonight, and Vegas is a team that we keep talking about. Wow, is this team going to fall out of the playoffs now? Miro Heiskanen is going to be out a long while with mono, so that could impact the Stars. But man, Vegas is not looking good. I still think this is a 3-team race for the bottom, and
the Coyotes are losing the 3-team race.
I think Seattle's going to end up with the worst record, and that's not all bad. It's an expansion team. You sort of expect them to be bad. Vegas just turned everything on its ear because with what they did, but that's not what happens normally with expansion teams. The question is, can the Coyotes, are they going to finish ahead of Montreal too? And can you imagine this if they end up with, who's the Dylan Strome of this draft? Who's the Dylan Strome equivalent of this draft? Is that what the Coyotes are going to end up with?
We're going to look back 5 years from now, and we'll tell you, because it'll yep, we're going to stop it there, Craig. We're not going to say it, but you bring up a good thing, and we got to talk about this more in our next Around the NHL thing, because these playoffs now, we're getting down to the 20-game mark, so this is starting to tighten up considerably, and this Vegas Golden Knight team, like, okay, Mark Stone, yeah, well, we'll see. There's no cap room, so he can't play. I don't know. They're a team right now that is they're at a .576 winning percentage, which is lower than Nashville and Dallas, who are the last two wild cards. Edmonton, maybe,
Yeah.
and don't count out the Vancouver Canucks, Greg.
Yeah, they're hot.
Yeah, Vancouver's hot too.
But here's what I just want to say that I was just thinking about as you guys were talking. I know this roster is going to look really different in 2 weeks. I know it's going to look really different next year. And I know it's going to look different every year from now until the core of this team starts to form again into hopefully a cup contending team down the line. But if this is what we've seen this past week with these games and this effort level and, this heart, if that's the culture now that Bill Armstrong and Andre Tourigny are establishing here, then I'm excited for what's to come down the line. Obviously, we want the team to have the best chance at the number one pick and don't want them to pick number 3. We want them to pick in the bottom 2 or top 2 and in the bottom 2, pick in the top 2. But I don't know, I'm trying to find some positives besides the tank being threatened. And that for me is something that I can take away from this stretch of 4 wins in a row. I don't even know how many goals in March, 24 in 4 games. So that's my 2 cents.
I just hope they load up on centers and defensemen in these drafts. I really do. Because I see some wings that they have now that can really make a difference. The way Keller and Schmaltz are playing, Matthias Michelli is showing some spark. You've got Dylan Guenther down in Edmonton right now, just absolutely ripping it up right now. Now up to second in the WHL in points per game. They got to get strong up the middle, and you always need a strong blue line. I want to see those. And I keep thinking about, are you really going to trade Jakob Chychrun? Are you really going to trade him? I don't know if they're going to get the offer, but even if he's a second pair guy, Petey, and we've talked about this, even if he's your number 3 guy, wow, what a number 3 guy to have on your roster at that cap hit at his age and with what he can do.
And that's where he fits. And I know the teams that are looking at Jakob Chychrun, they're not looking at him as a 1-2. They're looking at him at a 3-4, and that's where he fits. And power play starts, offensive zone starts, and don't put him in the defensive zone. And Jakob Chychrun at $4.5 million is a great 3-4 defenseman. Great value, great player, does so many good things. But all of this becomes so confusing. And Bill is the perfect guest at the perfect time because just what you said, Dylan Guenther, Matthias Michelli fits. He looked good. JJ Moser fits, looks good. Dyson Mayo fits. These are all guys that are 23 and under. And you go, but we're not supposed to do this for another 2 years. Well, but now you're here. So what do you do? Does Matthias Michelli go back to Tucson? Does Dylan Guenther go back to junior? Or you know what? Do you say, the hell with it? Let's get these young guys all here and let's let them learn on the fly. And then you go, wait a minute.
Right?
Yeah, that's against the plan. And this is
These
the
are
hard
all
part to stick to
questions
the
we
plan.
can ask Bill Armstrong tomorrow.
But it's hard to stick to the plan. And that's what has happened on rebuilds in other cities, other teams. And it's happened here twice where you start to believe your own clippings in the paper. And you go, oh, goodness, well, maybe we are pretty good. Stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. And then if you stick to the
plan after today.
Yes, after today, but then years 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now you set yourself up for a decade, not just 1 or 2 years where you finish 9th or 10th. You're Tampa. You win, and you're a perennial playoff team. So I just hope everybody can. I know it's great that they won 4 in a row, but be patient if you want to have the perennial success. Otherwise, you're going to know what? You're going to be 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th over and over and over again. And that's where this team has been for a decade.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wow.
I'm done ranting.
It's fine. I'll just be the positive one today.
Oh, it's positive. No, that's positive. That's a good thing.
I know. I'm just trying to enjoy the win. Which, by the way, let's see how the Coyotes did tonight against Petey's Keys to the Game.
I like the wedgie one. I think that still holds true, doesn't it?
He almost had the one. He almost had the Matthews one.
Yeah, he did. I thought he did have it, to be honest.
Me too.
Well, the power play thing, how'd that go?
Didn't allow
no penalties.
No penalties, which is for this Coyotes team is really impressive.
So
Keller and Schmaltz continued their point streak. I think they combined for like 21 points in their last 3 games or something.
We'll take that as a win. I'll take that as a Petey's Keys to the Game win.
How do you explain? And we just talked about the Coyotes' struggles at TD Garden in Boston. How do you explain their run of success in Toronto, Petey? Did you put up that tweet already, Leah?
No, let's put it up right now because
perfect timing.
They have incredible success against Toronto. Craig tweeted this. Look at this. With a 5-4 win tonight versus Maple Leafs, the Coyotes are 6-0-1 in their past 7 games in Toronto. This is no... I don't want to be insulting to another city, but no, I'm not going to say it. But this is Toronto.
That's the point. And the only loss is in overtime. And if you go back, that 14-15 was a horrific hockey team. That was that was a bad team. That's one of the worst teams in franchise history.
Yep.
And they won in Toronto.
Petey, you remember the loss? Do you remember the Derek Stepan goaltender interference call because they thought they'd won?
Oh my God, yes. Yeah, I do.
7-0.
We looked at that for a very, 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 very long time. Oh boy, see, don't do that to me, Craig. And it's funny. I talked to another video guy today, and we were talking about the coach's challenge and the stress involved in that moment. Do it in Toronto. Try that one. Your stress level jumps a little bit, and I think that's why the team does so well there. It is an experience for the guys that have been playing in Arizona, in this market, in this fan base. I'm sorry, but the building's not full. You go up to Toronto, and it's hockey wall to wall everywhere. Like when you're walking down the street, when you're at the restaurant eating dinner, it's hockey. It's hockey everywhere. And it's just a different environment. And these guys get up for it. They just get excited to play there. And I may be on the other side of the aisle. Maybe Toronto's looking at the Coyotes going, it's the Coyotes. We can just show up. We'll be all right. You can't do that against this team. Too many good teams. Colorado Avalanche has done it. Vegas has done it. You can't do that against this team. Can't take this team lightly.
And look at the list of current Coyotes who were in the Maple Leafs organization at some point. You got Galchenyuk, Ritchie, Nash, Kessel, including, I think, Corey Schwab was part of the Leafs at some point. Yeah, so just a huge list. So you have to imagine, too, that's some bit of a motivating factor as well to have success, especially somewhere like Toronto where you're under so much scrutiny all the time. And then you get to come somewhere like Arizona where the only people scrutinizing you are probably us. And, mostly Craig. But I don't know.
You see that photo I just dropped in Slack, by the way?
Yeah, of Petey working the 80,000.
How stressful Petey's life used to be. I don't know if you can throw that up, but
I can get it.
You remember that photo, Petey?
It was a different. I don't know. Like I don't know if I'm getting more hair back. I don't know. It's definitely not as gray as it was. That was and I sleep a hell of a lot more too. I'm just saying. a lot of stress.
So that step on goal. Did you think it was goaltender interference in the end?
I did not. I did not. It was a bump of the glove, if I recall correctly, is what the call
he was not happy about the call. I remember talking to Steph right after that game. He was not happy.
And
which is probably like Auston Matthews is not happy.
Yeah, it's
tonight.
not our call. It was their call. So we didn't. I had nothing I could do.
It was in Toronto, and Toronto was making the call, and everybody's like, "Oh, okay, we know how this is going to go."
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of the way it fell out. But I don't know, Craig, if you had an opportunity to do this today. I know during the middle of your afternoon, you had nothing else to do at noon today when you tuned into the Bets show to see Leah, Merrill, and myself hosting the Bets show.
Yeah. So let's check in on our bets. Here's the photo that Craig was talking about, by the way.
That's my old desk. That's what life used to be like. And that's 82
and that's almost what like today when you were going double duty.
Yeah, look at this. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screens. 7 screens, Petey. That's nuts.
A lot going on.
This is why Petey sighs all the time. Is because
there's a lot of anxiety. I got a lot of issues, but we already knew that. Who picked the over in this game, Leah?
Okay, all right.
Who picked the under?
Petey and I were on the PHNX Bets Daily Show because, as we saw on our last broadcast, Shane and Sean are in Vegas. Shane's in Vegas. Johnny was unavailable, so Petey and I took over the PHNX Bets Daily Show today. It was an all hockey episode. So let's review our picks, and I'm upset about this, but whatever. So Petey's picks, how'd you do? Ottawa puck line, no. Minnesota and Detroit under 6.5, no. Carolina money line, is that game still going on or did it end?
Carolina money line, yes. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
And then the Avalanche 2-0. Yep.
Okay, and then the over in
so it's 50%.
50% on your picks. I had the under in this game. Boo. Vegas puck line, boo. Carolina money line, got it. But let's look at our props that we had. So your props, Kessel anytime score, no. Chychrun over 2.5 shots,
yes,
ding, 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 got it. I said Nick Schmaltz over half an assist, got it. Michael Bunting anytime score, no.
So it's 50%.
Yeah,
that's 50. So
not bad.
You bet on it. You win some, you lose some. You went home even.
Exactly.
Maybe they'll invite us back. Maybe they won't. HK.
But if people watched that show and picked and chose their favorite picks, maybe they picked all your winners and all my winners and put together a really good ticket for tonight. And if you also want to bet on any of those, anything to do with hockey or just anything else, including college basketball, which is going on right now. It's the best time of the year for college basketball. If you bet $5 on any college basketball team to win their game, and they do, you will win $200 in free bets. You can also do same game parlays with college basketball or anything else. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. So be sure to sign up for the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use that promo code PHNX. Bet $5 on any college hoops team to win their game. Get $200 in free bets if they do. That's 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And should we name, while we're on the subject of DraftKings, should we name tonight's DraftKings King of the Game?
It's been we still got a super chat waiting too.
Oh, I haven't even seen it. Well, let's crown our King of the Game for the second game in a row. Jakob Chychrun. 2 goals, including the overtime winning, +3. Look at him chipping away at his huge minus deficit from the start of the year. 4 shots on goal. He's really, just like the Coyotes have been hot these last couple weeks, so has Jakob Chychrun.
I tell you what, it's a funny guy because he's streaky, and once he gets that confidence, is it coincidence this trade deadline? I don't know. Who knows? But I know that people will be looking at the score sheet going, well, a guy we thought 2 weeks ago might be a little too high priced. Maybe they're going, ooh, maybe he's not.
He does look like he's found it again.
Yeah, he does.
I'm laughing because do you remember how often Don Maloney would mispronounce names of players on his own team?
It was horrible.
It was great, actually. It was like one of my favorite things about him because he's such a great guy anyway. But Sarah McClellan, the former AZ Central beat writer, and I created a Don Maloney glossary for pronunciation of names, like 10 names on it that he would get wrong tonight. And I was talking to Dilly about this. I'm gonna say something to Andre because first of all, Andre's accent is so great anyway when you're interviewing him, and I still can't pronounce the way he says opportunity because I can't put syllables together the way he does to say opportunity. But tonight, Shane Gottesberger was Goddessberger.
Oh my God.
That's a boycott
Come
a
on.
burger. It was
That's
great.
good.
Funny. That's good stuff. Oh
Yeah.
man. Okay, well, I'll read the super chat from Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. Who remembers Coyotes legend Michael Tauquist?
We both
Yep.
do, sadly.
I don't know about a legend, but
Not I.
a great guy. He last year
he-
with the Coyotes is 2008-9. It was a long time ago, Leah.
Nay said
2008-9.
loved his mask. We played Coyotes. We played him. Coyotes played the Latvia team he was on.
Yeah, he played here for 3 seasons.
Was he in
for
Prague?
another one of the what's that?
Did he go to Prague with you guys? Was he in that game? Rodrigo,
Yeah,
was
he
that
would have been.
right?
Yep, he would have been in the Prague series. Really good guy. And he was a guy that played in Toronto too.
Another super chat from Nay. When do we get a captain? Chick Kells all A's.
It won't be in this season.
I don't think it'll be for a while.
They'll unveil it over the summer. What do we need to do a show on that, because it happened. The only other time it's happened was the entire season before Oliver got named. I don't remember the passing of the torch from Kachuk to Newman and Newman to Doan taking a full season.
It did.
It was over the summer, wasn't it? In both of those cases?
Yeah. Shane came in, and it was a big deal, going into that season in Glendale as well, and him being the captain, taking over the face of the franchise, and obviously he wore it well. Yeah, you're right. The whole Oliver thing, you remember how that went down. That was sort of John Chychrun anointed him captain before the coach had even arrived, and that probably wasn't the way to do it. That's the wrong order of things. So it was a weird situation for Talk to come into. He wanted to see how his leadership group evolved, but I'm sure there was pressure there to name OEL the captain. In this situation, Andre has said it's going to happen organically, and when it happens, everyone's going to agree on it. Until that happens, I'm comfortable. I like leadership groups. I don't worry about having one guy wearing a C. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, we're talking about Jakob Chychrun like last summer, but now, I mean, he could be gone in 2 weeks, or he could be gone at the draft. Who knows? So if you're looking at it right now, like, who do you think would be a captain on this team?
I don't know. I mean, you've got to. There's more to being a captain than being the best player on the team or the guy that scores the most goals. That's not necessarily. It can be, but not necessarily. There's so much demand on that person away from the ice that people don't realize. That's not just the guy on the ice that wears the C and talks to the referee. They plan everything for the team. Like if there's a team dinner, he has to organize it. He has to get the money for it, and he has to pick the restaurant for it. Like he takes care of the fine fund. If there's fines on the team, like everything goes through the captain. He's the one that goes to the coach when they want to get a day off of practice. That goes through the captain. So it's important you get the right guy that can help lead players. And that's not always the guy that's the best player. You need to have a guy that's strong voice, that can be accountable to other players, that has no problem getting in another player's face and go, hey, you're not doing this right. You need to be better. And I don't know if that's Clayton Keller. Yeah. I don't know if Clayton Keller can go to another guy in the locker room, put his finger in his chest and go, you're not playing good enough. I don't know. And not like Teppo Numminen didn't lead that way either.
But there was a quiet respect for Teppo.
There's a quiet respect for him, but he earned it over time. Like he was a player for a very, very long period of time before he became captain, which Clayton clearly hasn't done that either. So I don't know. I don't know who that guy is right now. Keller and Chychrun are the two leading candidates, have to be, but I don't know if they're the quote unquote leaders.
It's early to tell. We don't know how this team is gonna shape.
But here's the next captain. Did you see that next?
Yeah. So the super chat from Ryan, Josh Doan captain confirmed.
Maybe
keep it in the family. That'd be crazy.
Maybe that's what they're waiting.
You never know. You literally never know how things are gonna unfold.
You never know, Leah. One thing in Coyote land, you never know.
Let me throw another name at you and ask what you think. Lawson Krause.
That was the first name that came into my mind when
Yep.
I thought if it's not Chychrun and it's not Keller, that was the first name that popped in my head.
He checks a lot of the boxes, Craig. He checks a lot of the boxes for me off the ice. The sheriff.
Yeah, and I feel like with all that organizational stuff, he's got Claire too. Claire can probably do it all for him behind the scenes.
Can Butter do it?
Playing at this moment, yeah.
Yeah, Butter texted Craig tonight if you saw on his Twitter account.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Because one of the assists was changed from Mosier to Krause. I just want to.
Why I didn't see the goal, Leah?
Why you didn't see the goal?
I didn't see the fish goal.
This one was
the primary assist.
Oh no!
Something happened while I was watching the game.
Tell everyone.
My 17-year-old, mostly blind, completely deaf dog just sort of hobbled into the room, looked at me, and he took a dump right in front of me. So I was cleaning up after my dog when Fish scored the goal. So I did not see the pass from Krause to Fish.
A whole new meaning for the term dump and chase.
That
Craig on the couch.
Oh my God. Stop.
It's terrible.
Okay, well, I don't want to transition out of that, but you just mentioned Fisher's goal, and we also saw him leave the ice with an apparent injury, and Ian had asked this earlier. Are there any updates on Fish?
No, because it happened so late. He was still getting treatment, so we didn't have an update.
Okay,
Hopefully
so that's something
tomorrow.
we'll
follow up tomorrow on the Bill Armstrong show.
It's
Ian
just-
always comes in. Leah, do you notice Ian always comes in on every win with the oh?
Yeah,
the chat?
I do notice
They're all
that
over
on Twitter too.
That's
Yeah.
it. I was like, I can't do two things at once.
We know.
We just showed a picture of you looking at 7 screens. What are you
That's
talking
one thing. Oh, that's one thing, though.
It all blends.
Yeah.
Oh
Are you
my
making it?
gosh. Well, anyway, we hope Fisher's okay because he has had goals in back-to-back games. So, we've seen some great individual efforts. Galchenyuk had 2 points tonight as well. And we mentioned earlier that Keller and Schmaltz have continued their point streaks. So lots of good stuff happening. And how about close, exciting games with some losses on the score sheet? Question mark.
Yeah.
But
Whoops. We got Montreal on the schedule. We got Ottawa on the schedule. There's 2
Man, is
big.
that Montreal game a big game now?
Montreal's a huge tilt next week on a
You want to
back-to-back.
finish at least second, right? You don't want to finish third.
Third is not good. This is gonna be a race to the finish. You're right, Craig.
And yeah,
You were right. 3-team race. You called it.
ugh, I don't know. Well, I think the game against Boston will be hopefully the beginning of a little slide. This is so
You can't say
weird.
that. You want to win this too. Like they're on this.
I know. Like I hate
When it
talking
ends, we'll
like
be
this.
fine. But I mean, they're playing Pasternak and
But-
Marchand and Bergeron. Like this is a hell of a hockey team.
that's playing well too.
Yes.
The way this is going with Jack Campbell out, Boston's going to jump Toronto. Toronto's going to drop to a wild card spot. That's what's going to happen here. And then they're going to lose in the first round again because they haven't won a first round series since when, Leah?
I don't want to talk about it, Craig.
Okay.
Yeah, they're only 4 points back. They're 4
Previous
points back.
The full season lockout. It was before that. It's a long time.
That's when I lived in Toronto still.
And
Man.
listen, I'm not even talking about their cup drought.
Yeah.
The cup drought goes back farther than way farther than the Coyotes have existed.
Yeah. My dad was 9 years old when the Leafs last won a cup, but that's okay. We're not here to talk about that. Boston on Saturday, they won tonight against Chicago. They're hot. They're hot at home as well.
2-1 in their last 11.
Yep. So we'll see. It'll be a tough one. Patty's matchup kind of well against it. They lost to them, but that was a good game. So maybe a game like that Saturday would be fun. So I don't know. Just throwing that out there for something to keep our eye on. But
Did we see the punch card yet, Leah?
no, we haven't, but we'll see
Is
it
there
in
more?
a minute because we got another Connect 4 today.
That's what exactly.
Let's
That's
just pull
unreal.
it up. Let's just pull it up. We got another Connect 4. Did we? Wait.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
No.
Who did an update?
Wait.
Yeah, it's 4, but
Yeah.
it's not connected.
Okay.
Because of the other row.
Oh, it would have been if we had slightly rearranged this.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Is what it
Okay.
is.
Is what it is.
Well, okay.
Just another one off the list, Leah. That's the most important, and we're.
But
we're almost
but
there.
look at the current row and look at the row before it and look at all those wins.
Yeah, that's impressive. Look at the first row. Not so much.
Yeah, we need to get back to that.
That was a
Yeah,
rough start.
We actually do need to get back to that just for a week. Just for a week.
Just maybe the rest of this road trip. How about that?
Yeah, like an 8-game losing streak would really help.
It
Did I
really
say
would
that
right now.
out loud? I
Oops.
said the quiet thing out
This is,
loud.
covering this team is so weird.
But here's the thing, and this is what gets lost in this. Like right now, if you're in the middle of an 8-game losing streak, Craig, it's miserable. We come to the show, we're miserable. The fans are miserable. The players are miserable, right? All agreed. By next August, do you think anybody gives a shit if they lost 8 games in a row right now, or they're going, hey, I just went down to the store and bought my Shane Wright jersey?
Exactly.
That's what they care about. And 2 years from now, an 8-game losing streak in 2020 in the spring really means nothing. So you go back to the year this franchise was going after McDavid and they win the game against Buffalo. How important was that one game? That was just stupid. Like, lose the game. Lose the game. Because you might have McDavid now. So an 8-game losing streak would be just fine. We like winning, but it's okay. Because 6 months from now, none of us will care that they lost 8 in a row. We won't care. Just right now we do. So let's go on a little bit of a streak. That would be all right.
They need centers.
I know.
You can't win a Stanley Cup without center ice. You can't.
Nope.
You can even do it with average goaltending, Craig. You can. Average goaltending, but you got to have elite centers.
Right? Remember Antiniemi?
I was going to say it. You were right there in Chicago. He's not an elite goal. Good enough to win.
Yep.
Well, until the game in Boston on Saturday, Craig posted not one, but 2 stories today on gophnx.com. He is a busy guy. There was a lot of debate on Twitter after the one about Michael Bunting. Craig, about Michael Bunting's candidacy for Calder, which he is, by the rules, eligible for. But if you want to check out that story, as well as Craig talked to tons of agents around the league about players signing in Arizona, check those stories out at gophnx.com. He worked really hard on them, and they're really great reads. So you can become a member today at gophnx.com, sign up for a year membership, get a shirt when you do. You can get the Coyote cutout shirt like Petey's wearing right now. You can also try month to month and get your first month for just 50 cents if you're still unsure. But tons of great perks becoming a member. Join the members only Discord as well. Members deals on merchandise weekly. And check out the PHNX locker. There's always new merchandise in there, including some great Suns and Phoenix Rising shirts as well. So not just Coyotes, but all of the amazing coverage of all the sports in Arizona, including the college teams, which, as we saw earlier, the Sun Devils and Wildcats crews are both in Vegas, and Arizona won today, so bear down. So Mike Luke is in Vegas continuing to cover the Wildcats. So follow along on Twitter there for all that coverage. So good stuff happening here at PHNX. A lot of people on the road this week. It's cool to see. What
are we going to say, Leah? We're still at home? Like literally at home? Not just here, we're literally at home. Yeah, we're not in Vegas. We're not.
I know we didn't get that invite.
Not invited.
Yep. We didn't get that invite, man. Well, any final notes from this game?
Nothing from this game, but just want to remind people that Arizona State University hockey team is about to play its final series at Oceanside Ice Arena this weekend against Long Island, a new team. So this is it. This is the end of an era. This is the place that birthed Sun Devil hockey, but next year, of course, they'll be moving into a multi-purpose arena that's going to house one more hockey team than expected.
Wow.
I will have a story some point tomorrow on Oceanside Ice Arena. Got some great anecdotes from Greg Powers, from Adam Mims, who's the GM there, from Johnny Walker, who, of course, has helped forge that Sun Devil program, and even from Shane Doan. So I've got a fun story coming on Oceanside tomorrow. Fun story coming on TD Garden on Saturday, and then my Andre Tourigny opus on Sunday. Sandwiched around the Bill Armstrong appearance on our show. Some great content from PHNX.
Seriously, that is incredible content.
That's worth a membership alone right there.
Can we talk about
this week of content?
Can we talk about our interview next week too, or not yet?
Yep. So he's confirmed. We don't have a time yet, but
yeah, we don't have a time. So obviously we've talked about Bill Armstrong being on the show tomorrow. A week from tomorrow, Coach Andre Tourigny will be a guest on our show. So Craig will have the story up on him Sunday, and we will talk to him
Bonjour.
A week from tomorrow, next Friday, time TBD, but stay tuned on our Twitter account at PHNX_Coyotes for that time. Super excited to talk to him. You mentioned the accent. Quebec accents are amazing. So he'll have just come off the road from being in Ottawa and Montreal, 2 places that have significance to him. So we'll get to ask him about that. And I think, this has been a really interesting season. So I'm really excited to talk to both Bill and Andre because it's just been unique. And I just want to ask them about it.
He's the right coach at the right time for this team because he's the one that can make this team. They're believing right now. And I think that's the relationships that he's built, and they're having fun. And it's hard to have fun when you're at the bottom of the standing. So credit to him for that.
It is. And it's, we're having fun too. So we enjoy bringing all this content. We enjoy interacting also with the chat. Like, thank you to the chat. It's so much fun. Seriously. We have a blast. So we hope you'll join us tomorrow, 1:00, Bill Armstrong here on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. You hit the notification bell. You won't miss a show. You'll get notified every time we go live. Follow us on Twitter at PHNX_Coyotes as well, because that's where everything, all the information is. And obviously at Craig S. Morgan too, because that's where you got all the breaking news. What, PD?
I have one more thing because I can tell you're winding it down.
That's fine. I could go on for a while. I have great energy. It's only 8:47. I feel great.
I just got one more thing and then everybody can go.
Sure.
Do you know where I'm going next? Like right now, as soon as the show is over.
Bed?
No, that's where I should be going, but I am going to.
Oh, right.
I'm going to the Ice Den to watch a little men's beer league hockey between the Gila Monsters and Four Peaks Brewery playing for the championship of the B Division bottom bracket, which means the worst 8 teams in the B Division play in their own bracket. They don't play for it's the loser championship. And I'm going to see the championship game right now on the way.
Why?
Because my son Jackson's playing for the Gila Monsters. You can't miss
the lead, buddy.
It's championship's a championship, and you put the word beer in front of a league, but clearly it's it's on the bar side.
Are there odds on the DraftKings Sportsbook app for it?
I did look. I would definitely take the over at this game. And I might be going to the Four Peaks Brewery. No offense to Jackson and the Gila Monsters, but
yeah. What about a player prop on Jackson, like anytime scorer?
Maybe. I don't know anytime. Yeah, but the good news is the best part of that game is it's on the bar side at the Ice Den. So I can sit in the bar, order a beer at the end of the day, and watch my kid play hockey. So it's a win-win.
As long as you're there, see if you can sign up Four Peaks as our official sponsor for us. Okay?
Right?
Yeah, we need a beer sponsor yesterday.
By the end of the night, Petey.
I'm on it. I'm on it right now. I'll be tweeting. I'll tweet out the champion tonight from the Gila Monster till tonight.
And Charles says going to watch his kid and then celebrate baseball being back. Baseball is back.
Again, yay. I'm going. Like the day spring training starts, I'm there. The day. Let's go. Let's go.
We should all go to a game and be a blast.
I'm in. Great. We could do a show from the baseball park. I don't care. We can talk hockey from baseball. I'm in. Let's go.
Love it. Love it. All right.
Okay,
well,
I'm sorry.
No, you don't apologize. You do not have to apologize. This was fun. What a game. What a roller coaster. What a night for all three of us, just in terms of logistics and everything. But thank you all for tuning in. The Coyotes have won 4 games in a row. They beat the Toronto Maple Leafs in both matchups this season. We will be back live tomorrow, 1:00 here on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel with Bill Armstrong. And if you listen wherever you get your podcast as well, please like, subscribe, leave us a review. It's super, super helpful to us. And of course, follow us on Twitter at PHNX_Coyotes. If you want to see PD do a TikTok dance, we need all of the followers we can get on there. So hit us with that follow, send it to your friends, have 5 friends follow, and we will get there very, very soon. I think that's it from us. We'll be back very soon. And I don't know, I can't do the math, but tomorrow at 1, join us. Looking forward to that one, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.